Hello, my name is Marie and I am the owner and creator here behind Soft Talker Reusables, where we make reusable cloth menstrual pads. So welcome and thank you for tuning into the first video on my channel where I plan to just talk a little bit about myself so you can get to know me, as well as discuss some of the goals for the channel, the types of content I plan to produce, so you can determine if that's something that you might be interested in. So if you'd like to know more, then just keep watching. First off, just a little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Marie and I am the creator of this business that I started about 5 years ago, and we're now operating out of the basement of my home that you can see behind me. But before I started all this, I actually was working as an engineer. I have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, and that's what I was doing for about 6 years, kind of before I left that field and started this. So about 5 years ago, I decided to leave that field because I really wasn't happy in it. And the plan was for me to kind of do this business here on the side as a bit of a hobby while my husband and I were growing our family. I kind of kept it that way, hobby scale, for about the first 4 years, 3.5 to 4 years. And then we were reaching a point where we were done growing our family and it was time to do something different. I needed to make more of an income. It was either go back to engineering, which I really wasn't happy doing, or try and build this into something a little bit more sustainable. So at that point, about a year and a half ago now, I decided I really wanted to give this a solid effort, a solid try, and it is mind-boggling how quickly it has grown and where we have come from where we started. We're now at a point where I have 2 employees, one who's home-based, one who works here in the shop with me every single day, and we have tons of plans for where we're going to keep going. I do have plans for another video where I'm going to go a lot more in detail about kind of how I got to where I am and where everything grew, but that's just kind of a quick summary of my background and where we are now. Now, just some of the plans that I have for this channel. I'd like to share all kinds of different stuff. So a bit about educational cloth pad content. So if you want to know stuff about how to choose the size you need, how many you need, all those frequently asked questions. But on top of that, I would also love to just show you guys a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So packing videos, the process behind getting a restock done, day in the life stuff, that sort of thing. Just kind of how we operate in this shop on a daily basis. I also have plans to do different types of tutorials. So how to sew a cloth pad, how to sew a cloth pad with just a regular sewing machine, how to maybe even do a hand sewn with a needle and thread, serge style cloth pads, which is how we make them in the shop. Maybe a tutorial about how to have a budget-friendly cloth pad stash. So how can you upcycle materials that you already have, keep things as inexpensive as possible so that you can have a stash of cloth pads that will last you years and save you so much money. I also plan to show a little bit more kind of more general small business type stuff. So how I have gotten to where I am now, some maybe tips and tricks that I would recommend, maybe some social media tips. I'm not an expert in that way, but I have managed to grow the business quite a bit on social media. So a little bit of how I've done that, as well as maybe some Q&A videos so that I can answer any of your questions that you may have for me. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, or you'd like to just kind of follow along on our journey of growing this business into being even bigger than it already is now, please drop a subscribe, follow along. My plan is to post once a week, hopefully, if not every week, then every other week at least. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.